There are so many people that get the idea that everyone should eat the same diet for good health. However, this is surely not the case, and the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act of 2010 does not take this into consideration. Athletes, diabetics, and those suffering from heart disease need to eat a diet that is right for them for full energy and health benefits. Today, I'm going to talk about what diets are right for these three specific groups and why it is important to eat a diet that is right for you as an individual. Even if you do not fall under one of these three categories, it is important to find and choose a diet that is suitable for you. It is my goal to get my point out there that not one specific diet works for everyone. The first group of people that need to eat a diet that is right for them are athletes. Because athletes burn off a lot of calories during physical activity, it is important for them to consume a lot more calories than the normal person. In a peer-reviewed article entitled "For Skinny Athletes, How to Gain Weight Healthfully," the author states, historically, athletes have been told that consuming an extra 500 to 1,000 calories per day will lead to a weight gain of 1 to 2 pounds per week. Hereby, in order for athletes to gain weight, they need to eat above their calorie maintenance. In that article, it is also stated that in addition to regular training, consuming the proper caloric intake every day helps to boost athletic performance. Often this caloric intake depends on a number of factors, including gender, body type, size, activities performed, and performance goals. This shows that everybody has a different genetic makeup, and people need to understand that when they are looking for the right diet for them. Athletes also need to consume more protein than the normal person because they are constantly tearing down their muscle fibers, and they need to be replenished. In a peer-reviewed article written by Summer Robertson entitled "The Get Big List," Summer states that protein is essential for muscle recovery and growth in athletes. Though ideal protein requirements vary with every person, it is stated that every meal should contain at least 20 to 30 grams of protein. In that same article, Summer also states, protein is an important aspect of athletic performance. Protein helps athletes recover by repairing muscles, and by making sure you are eating enough protein throughout the day is more important than when you are eating the protein. This goes to show how important it is for athletes to get a solid amount of protein in their diet. Athletes clearly require a different diet than most people, as do those suffering from diabetes. These individuals who have diabetes need to make sure they do not follow a trend and to make sure they eat a diet that is right for them. People who have type 1 and type 2 diabetes need to make sure that they eat a diet that will keep their blood sugar in check. According to an article entitled "Diabetes Diet, Build Your Own Healthy Meal Plan," the author states, while there's no specific diet for people with diabetes, your diabetes diet is eating a plan that covers 3 important areas: healthfully foods in healthy amounts, and eating with healthy timing in mind. It helps you control your blood sugar, maintain a healthy weight, and keep your risk of heart disease low. In that same article, the author explains that if you have diabetes, it is important to aim for variety and consume foods that are rich in fiber, they're heart healthy, healthy carbs, and have smart fats. In order to keep your blood sugar in check, the author lists the importance of watching carbohydrate intake and tracking blood sugar after every meal. If an individual has diabetes, it is also important for them to stick to a regularly scheduled meal times. According to that article, Meal Timing, Why When You Eat Matters for Type 2 Diabetes Management, the author Dr. Anis Raymond explains, everyone is unique, and it's important to identify what works best for each person in terms of meal timing and blood sugar management. This statement supports my point quite well, how everyone is unique and nobody should follow another person's exact diet. In that same article, the author states that it's right for those people with diabetes to follow the general guidelines, such as not letting yourself go 5 to 6 hours with no food, snack purposefully, and try not to fast at night. People who have diabetes should eat a unique diet compared to other people, as do those individuals who suffer from heart disease. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, so it is important for people who have it to eat a unique diet. One thing that people who have heart disease should do is avoid a lot of red meat and stick to more lean cut meats. In an article entitled "The Real Cost of Red Meat," the article investigates a study of members of the American Association of Retired Persons found that people who ate the most red meat have a higher risk of dying due to heart disease or cancer. It also found that processed meats had less impact compared to red meats. In that article, the author Bonnie Liebman states, some red meats are high in saturated fat, which raises blood cholesterol. High levels of LDL cholesterol, or the bad cholesterol, will increase the risk of heart disease or to worsen it. Another thing that people with heart disease should do is watch their sodium intake, as sodium can raise blood pressure and cause heart disease, or like I said before, even worsen it. Bonnie also explains that consuming high amounts of sodium can lead to stroke, heart disease, and heart failure. Research has shown that reducing sodium lowers cardiovascular disease and death rates over the long term. She then summarizes that, so keep your tabs on your sodium, especially if you have high blood pressure or heart disease or at risk for developing heart disease. It should now be clear that athletes, diabetics, and individuals suffering from heart disease should consume a unique diet compared to the average person. Athletes should consume more protein and overall calories than the typical person. Diabetics need to eat to keep their blood sugar in check and stick to normal scheduled meal times. Finally, people who have heart disease should track their sodium intake and to avoid red meats. I want to get my point across that there's not one diet that is perfect for everyone. It is vital to find a diet that works for you and see how you feel consuming different types of foods. Don't fall into this trend that just one diet is amazing and will make everyone the healthiest out there.